Good morning. Got some relaxing jazz going on here on the Super Bowl Monday. Maybe we're just trying to keep people chill as the lights might be too bright, noises might be a little bit too loud today. I don't know. Speaking from personal experience. Hope all y'all are doing good. Ready to crush the week. I know a lot of people are calling in sick, being a little bit loserly. I don't like that. If you're gonna go hard, you go hard all the way. You crush the weekend, you crush the Super Bowl, you crush the Open, you show up. So we're here. We're ready to go. I've been up all week looking at all the loonies going nuts on the internet.
The loonies.
Right? The loonies, right, Lance? We're
The
under
loonies.
attack. We're under attack. It's an alien invasion.
The balloons, the spaceships, the shot down on the coast of who knows where.
Dude.
The
Just
list.
The what? Say that again.
Did you hear the list that's going to get released?
Of what?
The island.
Really?
Apparently, I was, kind of those, how do you say, those websites that are kind of like a zero hedge, but even worse.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's like 150 people names might be released. It's like one of the documents, right? So they're like waiting on the judge to release them. But they're like, if it does get released, all these people are gonna, I guess, not be in jail, but basically all Hollywood and all those people are gonna be screwed. So
burn it to the freaking ground, dude. Screw those people.
Dude, they should, but they're not going to, because you got Clinton there, you got all the, all the
Illuminati,
bankers, all the politicians.
The Illuminati are out there, bro. They got the Illuminati.
It's weird, even supermodel chicks like Naomi Campbell and stuff were visiting the island. It's really creepy.
I'll tell you what, man. I have kids. Leave me in a room with those mofos for a little while. I don't like that shit. You don't mess with kids. I don't like that shit. I mean, you can be weird, you can be whatever, but I don't know. Whatever. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about that Super Bowl. Referees did it again, huh?
Dude, how? And
it's WWE, right? It's WWE. You've been telling me that for a while.
Dude, I'm telling you, you had basketball. Remember with the ref, what is it, Daughtery or whatever, Tim, whatever, the little ref guy who got caught. I mean, I think football's has to be the most corrupt because there's so much money.
I'm going to tell you something. I used to love the NFL. I thought it was the best sport that you could watch.
You were brainwashed.
This season, and I stopped watching NBA like 5 years ago. 6 years ago.
NBA.
I can't stand it. But I feel like the NFL has gone the way of the NBA also. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, really? Come on. I mean, let these dudes just play the damn game.
Dude, how do you call? I mean, you barely touch a guy. Calling penalties to change the outcome of
Bro, you can call a penalty on every freaking play if you're super ticky-tack and super soft. Every single, you would have a minor hold. You would have, somebody move a little bit on the line. Every single play. If you're looking for it, it's there every single time. But when you're that late in the game and you call that ticky-tack hold, wasn't going to be a catch. Wasn't going to be a catch either, right? Like, that wasn't going to be caught. Either way.
What's wild is that there's no consequences of the bad call. Or what punishment does the ref have? Nothing. As soon as the play's over, 30 seconds later, okay, boom, game goes on. There's nothing for them to. It's not
that complicated, bro. Like Vegas and the NFL got married a few years ago.
Yeah.
When sports betting went super mainstream, went super mainstream, they got married.
Yeah.
Now that they're married, they do shit for each other.
Bro, it's a whole agenda thing. You know how we talk about like the news and how it's, very woke and it's trying to lean one way. Even if you look at the commercials, like the whole concept of it is trying to promote an agenda. Like I was looking at the commercials and it's all like EV. Did
you
right?
see the golf commercial? That was filmed at my club at Miami Shores. That was Yeah, that was
You should have been an extra in it. Probably could have got a few G's on it.
dude. They paid the club like I think a hundo a day to film that, and I was
Gee.
pissed off because they drove a cart in one of the commercials onto the 16th green, and like the next day I played and there were tire tracks across the green. I was like, y'all are soulless bastards. Anything for a dollar, huh?
Hey, that's how it is now. But I mean, I was looking at some of the commercials and stuff, and just the agendas they're pushing,
Mm,
and it was just like all this stuff about EV stuff, with like
hmm.
GM and Ram and everything, which won't be available till 2024, $100,000 vehicles. But yet you have Tesla, who's been doing EVs for all these years with
Is
no.
that a cat's tail that you're stroking? I just have to be sure.
Yeah, I would
Sorry.
hope so. If it was something else, it'd be a little suspect.
Just had to make people laugh this morning. It's Super Bowl
The
Monday.
cat, you called the cat out, and the cat jumped down.
It's Super Bowl Monday. I just want to make sure people are paying attention out there. They are. Well, we got a lot going on this week, Lance.
Very busy week.
We got CPI tomorrow. Let me get
Are
in
you
there.
yeah. Are you trading your favorite uh big cap Dow stock, or boring low beta uh
Emmy's telling me not everyone here is right wing. Well, that's good. That's good.
That's good. That's good. We get a diverse crowd. That's good. We like that. I mean, I'm pretty libertarian myself, but we have individual stocks that are rocking and rolling today. And you know what proves it? The
Mm.
Nasdaq even today outperforming. You got Zillow up on an upgrade. You got all the shit stocks, DraftKings, Roblox reporting earnings this week.
We're gonna look at all that, baby. We got DraftKings. We got
You got
AMAC.
high growth, high risk, high reward.
You know what I was doing at 5:30 this morning? I was looking at that stuff. People and I drink. You know, I put some down yesterday and I still was like,
Yeah.
let's go. We got to know what to do. So let me share my screen and we could go through some of these things.
Today, I think it's going to be one of the best weeks for individual trading stocks. You don't want to be in the Dow stocks. You don't want to be in ETFs. You don't want to be, trading like J&J or Pfizer or boring names like that. You got the crazy movers this week. You're going to get the Squares. You're going to get the Zillows, the Redfins, the high growth stocks.
Oh,
Those
that's
are the
lovely. So this number's going to matter tomorrow. It's
Oh
going to
yeah.
matter because it's early. It's early in the week and it's an inflation number. And everybody, the reason it's going to really matter is because and I know I might offend Emily here when I say that Sleepy Joe threw a ticker tape parade last time when they had 6.5% inflation year over year. If we get a shock number above the 6.2%, it's going to be lights out for the market. But that being said, it also might be like a really incredible situation to pick up some of these earning stocks if they dump the whole
on the cheap, on the
cheap. But I mean, if I'm looking at this thing, I think this is the lowest estimate we've had in a long ass time.
Well, they were saying for CPI, it's going to be higher tomorrow because of gas and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it's up.
And rent started going back up too, dude. Because the housing market, everybody's predicting this housing market crash. That hasn't happened. Look at this.
Certain areas it has happened. Florida, no, we don't feel it. But certain areas I feel like, but at the same time though, let's say housing, let's say it gets a little cheaper. Well, technically it won't because interest rates are higher, but you're still going to have people paying up for rent.
Look at this. I'm going to do something cool for you people out here. 30-year mortgage. Let's compare Lennar, which is a big builder, to the mortgage. See how it tracks it. All right. So obviously an inverse correlation when rates started ripping here, right? Rates ripped all the way up to, remember that? They just went straight up to 7.5%, and everybody was like, oh my God, they lost their shit last fall. And then, this stock traded all the way down. Lennar traded all the way down to 71 and is up about over $100 with a move basically in rates just back down to like 6.5%. Incredible, huh?
It really is. So I was seeing last week a lot of put buying in names like KBH Homes.
Yeah.
what is it? PHM is another one. All the home builders started seeing a lot of put flow. You got to realize they've had, even though people are like, oh, housing's come down, the home builders have been going parabolic straight
That's
up.
the point that I'm saying is like you would have expected because this is not like, so this was a big ass rally in the stocks, right? Like look at the stock, massive rally, but this just came down just a little bit, right? Just a little bit, like not too much, but to give this kind of rally, there's something else underlying, right? There's something else at play here, which is the fact that there's an inventory problem in this country. There's not a lot of there's not enough houses. So that's a sticky problem that has to be solved in general, I think.
We're going to start telling people to buy REITs here in a little bit.
No, but it's interesting, dude. I mean, we're homeowners, right? It's an interesting. It's an important aspect. I'd rather talk about this than like, I don't know. Go ahead.
Also, too, you got to realize like who really wants to buy a house now? You know what I'm saying? Because not obviously like lumber and everything's come down a little bit, but who wants to really buy a house and then have to put work in the house? So let's say you buy a house for $1 million, then you got to add 200 grand to it. Now you're in the hole for 1.2 million. And now you're scared that the house may not be worth it here in a year or two.
True.
So that's playing that emotion effect of people. They're being caught, very, very hesitant, I should say. And they're saying, well, you know what? Let's just pay $3 grand a month for our rent and keep it because we could let this situation with interest rates and housing and everything cool off.
I'll tell you what, though, this is the one thing that you always have to think about with real estate. If you have a job and you have good credit and you have a down payment, a bank will still give you $1 million to buy a freaking house. They will not give you $1 million to buy Zillow stock. No. Or Lance and I's favorite option play of the week, unfortunately. I wish they would. I wish they would, but they won't do it. So it's still everyone's, for the most part, main investment in a way. Most Americans.
Dude, and also too, I was out with this chick was it not last night, the night before, and she told me, she's got W-2 employee, I think, I don't know, some kind of tech job. Yeah. She put 3% down on a house. 3%. 3%.
They still do rent,
dude, and then rents like half the house out to Airbnb. People still are doing this stuff, like getting money with their little side hustle, Airbnb
people
stuff.
People are doing the deal, huh?
They're still doing it, and I was like, damn, but 3%. I'd have put. Well, I won't go into that, but like,
did you see that move in energy on Friday? I was talking about that.
Huge. Exxon,
I was talking about that. I was talking. It's coming. That's going to be the freight train. That is going to be the freight train. Did you know what happened to me? Did I tell you this story on Friday? I was doing a presentation on the energy.
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
My Zoom meeting crashed. So if any of y'all were in that, I'm doing it again today. The sad part is the trade I gave out on Friday. It still has a lot more upside.
What was the trade?
I ain't telling you. These people got to watch. They got to watch. The stock is moved already on Friday. Like it was moving that morning and just exploded throughout the day. It's having a little bit of a pullback this morning, which is nice. With oil.
Is it Oxy?
No, it's not.
BP?
Bro, we're not going to play the guessing game here. Let's put it. Let's put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. If people were on it and then they left because my Zoom crashed, come back. I'm going to talk about that link today.
Look how Justice Valero.
Huh?
All right, we got some. I don't know. I don't think Valero. Maybe Devin. I don't know. I gotta wait till Friday. I got Jeff. You're kicking people out of the presentations. I can't attend to get my free stock pick.
I wasn't kicking people out of the presentation. I can promise you that. I was.
That was.
Huh?
No, Jennifer. No XLE. No ETFs, please.
No, I got a single stock. I got a pair too. I got a short you can put on with it. You know me. That's just a pair trading strategy. It's a hedge strategy. Link trades.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like if you had to pick the energy, the XLE, or do you like XOP?
XOP usually has more juice in it. It's a juicier play. So like I'm gonna show
It's got,
people stuff.
yeah, because the XOP is
That's the
more high.
drillers.
Yeah, so you
That's
have
the
those.
exploration. So they have like they're wildcatters, right?
You
Like
get like the
they
rigs and the yeah Southwest, SWN,
they
all
live
the
and die by the price of oil. They're a high beta play on the price of oil.
yeah.
So if you look at the let's look at the performance, right? So if you look at this XOP, 31% over a year, 3 year, 26%. Uh, this is kind of cool. Minimum max return 14%, periods up. Now, if we like, remember this, screenshot this in your mind a little bit.
31% 1 year, 5.5% 1 month.
Exactly.
Now
Beta's
look,
still not too crazy though, right? Like the beta's not too wild. What 1.04 of the S&P. Now the
no, that's
S&P
not
did a
bad.
lot of wild shit last year. So
What's the XLE at?
XLE, I haven't looked in a little while, but I bet you it's a percentage of see 0.79 raw beta.
But
So for
look at the
people that
one
don't know
month
what
though.
beta means what this stock or this ETF moves compared to an S&P move. So like if the S&P 500 is going to move 1%, the XLE is going to move 0.8 of that move. For just a little lesson out there for people that don't know.
But look at the XOP outperforming by nearly double the XOP.
I know.
Because if you look at some of these drillers, like names like Rig, they have just been parabolic on the move to the upside. Look at Rig. Look at little Rig. Look at little Rig out there.
Dude, this stock was a pain train. This stock used to be like people are
The
looking
big
at the stock and
dog.
they're like, look at this. This like that is an awesome move though. Hold
People
on.
thought Rig was going to go bankrupt years ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to show people. I want to go back in time just a moment for this thing. Let's go more back in time.
I think there was another one, Seadrill,
Dude,
SDRL.
Yeah, I remember this stock was almost a $171 stock at $7 today.
But look at the move. Look at the move the past 2 months.
Well, this stock could go a lot higher if we have a real energy crisis too, but it's a longer term thing. Seadrill was a big bomb. I remember that.
Seadrill, they paid like some crazy dividend and everything like that, and then they just went bankrupt.
Yeah, and then they came back, but
yeah, that's what happens to all of them. I feel like
we'll see.
But yeah, Rick's a fun name, especially if you like trading options on it. Oh yeah. Man, the options are so cheap. But here's the thing: you're going to get moves. You'll get 10% up moves, but you'll also get 10, 12% down moves the next day. So you got to hold on. It ain't for the weak of heart.
You got to have intestinal fortitude. There's another word I like to use, but I don't want to offend anyone this morning. It's too soon.
You got to have cojones. Like I was buying calls. Was it Thursday on Fortinet, the cybersecurity name?
Yeah.
I bought calls. I was down 50% later that day, just because the stock was drifting off of the market. So here I am slamming 50 lots at 50 cents, buying more. Next day, the stock's up 3%. The calls are up 50%. And I'm like, God, I got guts. Who else can do this stuff? Only me.
You're special. You're a special breed.
No, none of these other guys. Oh, get your one stock pick a week, get your one option trade. I'm giving trades that I'm doubling down, and then the stock's ripping. I'm like, God, I'm good.
I admire your boldness. I mean, I can't even do it. There's old traders and bald traders, but there's no old, bald, bold traders. So I take it about 80% as hard as you do, but I'm looking at.
I wish I could trade size. I wish I could trade size.
Dude.
You know, we just can't do what we do because me and Jeff can't trade size and be active because we have so much back end work, and we actually monitor the trades. We do the trades for you guys and girls. Like, it would be fun though to trade again.
When I was a professional hedge fund trader, I used to be like 75% of the volume in some of these other people's favorite ETFs in a day. I used to do like 75% of the volume myself, whether I was buying it or selling it, which was fucking crazy because they would like be on CNBC and they would be like, EEM, somebody came in, a big seller. And I was sitting there in my loafers in Fort Lauderdale. And they're like, yeah, it's me.
That used to be me with the ponytail bros, my Nigerian halftime bros. I'd go in, slam a 500 lot or so. And then next thing you know, the freaking volume on it's, they're like, oh, it's 5 times usual volume. And it's like, well, no shit. I just did 500 of the weekly options.
Our services now, our wolf packs with the blitz and my burn notice and wiretaps and these things, we move like on just one premium, like almost $500,000 sometimes, and we
Yeah,
recommend
it
it,
could be
which is
crazy.
also scary because I don't want people to like cannibalize. I don't want our group to cannibalize each other.
Well, you got to
So,
figure though, you could say that about us, but you look at the Nigerian bros when they were pumping up stuff on TV, they would have 10, 20,000 contracts.
well, I'm not going to use the word pumper here, but we're not that. So whatever, they are what
Yeah.
they are. We are what we are. It is what it is.
The volume would come in, we'll say, and they had a
Gotta be careful,
larger
though.
a
That's why I
larger
always
media
tell people you
outlet.
can trade. Like if we're holding a trade, is this something you find too? People get a little too cute with the strike. They want to
Yeah.
like we're holding this thing for like 8 hours, guys. Like decay is not going to matter so much, unless it's expiring tomorrow, right? Shit like that.
I would have guys, and I know
Like you
because
could go out one strike price and it's the same trade, is what I'm
dude,
trying to say.
I would have guys. Let's say I send an alert to buy let's say CrowdStrike, the March, let's say 150 calls. I'd have people buy the weekly expiration, 160 calls for like 50 cents or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully they get a move and those calls would double or they go to zero. But I could see the junkies, they would buy the weeklies because they didn't want to hold till March, or they
And
don't
I'm
want to
happy
hold.
to, what? Like this is a free country, right? Like Lance and I put out research, we put out recommendations. Like y'all are, if you want more vodka in your drink, like you're a
Hey,
big boy. You're a big boy, big girl. Do it yourself. I don't care.
if you're like, Lance, I don't want to take those Meta 185 calls. I want to buy the Meta March 200 calls because they're only $1. I don't want to pay
Yeah,
$5. Go
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
It's your book. Go ahead and put on. If you want to do more risky stuff, go
Right.
ahead. If you want to do more
Yeah.
conservative stuff, like do a call spread or do like an in the money option, go ahead. I think the main thing we're trying to do is still have exposure to the stock, in just whatever way that suits your
We
personality.
make directional bets.
Yeah, directional, exactly.
We make
exactly.
We're bullish or we're bearish, and we're giving you a leveraged way to play it via options. We're not trying to create, sometimes we'll get a little bit cute, but we're not really trying to create some sort of like financial alchemy where we don't have an opinion on the stock. There's a lot of guys out there that do that. I get a little nervous with people that don't have an opinion on the stock, but then they want to sell a strategy.
10 stocks. Yeah.
Like you're not opinionated on that the stock can move like 20%, yet you're willing to sell a straddle. Like, why are you doing that? I don't understand that. But there are people that do shit like that. They don't do it for long, but they do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's look at some of these stocks. We've got, I can talk a little bit longer past the open today, but what do you want to look at this week? Let's look at
well, someone mentioned in the chat the AI junkie stocks. I did a video on 3 of them, like tickers like AI, Sown, and BBAI. They're up this morning. Maybe that's why people are looking at them. Like
Microsoft was up too, right?
Softy was up. I think I got an upgrade. NVIDIA, I think, is a little dead money right now. What do you have there? Pull up AI. Is that AI?
Yeah, I'm looking at the daily.
Look at that.
Okay, so this stock hit 30. This stock hit $31 on the 7th.
Yeah, I had calls.
23.
You gotta
chart. I don't like this chart.
You gotta realize too with the AI stocks, and there's another one, Jeff. You want to pull up BBAI. You got to realize too with the AI stocks, when I did a video on them and was trading them a couple weeks ago, if anyone got like AI with wiretap, it was up 18% on Monday the next day. Wow. Sold it a little too early, but it was still good.
Yeah.
But the volatility now is so high in the options on these stocks, where they're implying like 10, 15% moves a day.
So it's in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to play them now because now everyone and their brother knows about them.
So somebody was asking on the chat about DraftKings, who has earnings this week. Do you know if they have earnings? I don't know if they have earnings. I think the 16th.
Let me look real quick
here for a second. Hold on.
Yeah, someone just pull it up.
DraftKings.
Is it marking up higher with the Super Bowl?
Slightly. So these guys are up 40% this year. They've got the 16th aftermarket. They're reporting their earnings, and if we do what we always do, and we look at
the implied move is huge on it. I remember. What's
This
the implied move?
stock,
Like 12%?
this stock moved 28% last time down. Oh my God.
So I think
9.78%.
they said Super Bowl
Implied
bets
move is
doubles.
12%. 12% implied 1-day move.
That's it?
Yeah.
I'm buying out the money calls. That's it. That's it.
That's what I'm
Sign me
saying.
up
It
for
moved
the.
28% last time.
What are the weeklies?
Here we go. Stocks up
pull up the
1%
weeklies.
free market. So if we look at Feb 17th expiration, stocks trading 16.20. I don't know, man. You could buy. I mean, what would a 30% move look like? It would be like a $20 stock, right? There's probably some sellers around 20. That's wild.
I don't mind those. Wait, the 16 calls are only $1.07.
That's what I'm looking at. I mean, like that's not like a 10 bagger, but you could probably triple your money on that.
Yeah, I'll buy 10 lot. I'll risk $1,000.
Let's see if we can get some more time on that and see how cheap and see how expensive.
See what the
you get a whole extra week until the 17th and you're paying 10% more. That seems cheap to me.
Yeah, it's not bad. What about March? What are the March 16s?
They don't have 16s traded.
Yeah, you got a 17 and a half or $1 almost. Yeah.
You can buy the 15s for $2. I don't know.
Nah, too expensive. I'd rather buy the 20s for what are they, 38 cents, and just roll the dice to March. If you get like a 20% move, those March 20 calls are probably going to be around what, 70 to 90 cents or so.
Yeah.
Then if you get a crazy move, then look out.
I love that. Actually, I love that.
Because what if you get a move to the upside in DraftKings and then it causes a squeeze for a week or two?
And this fits the profile of 2023. It's a junk stock, got their faces ripped off all last year. People want to own it, but they're scared of it.
Yep.
Problem is, the biggest moves we've seen is at down over the last 5 quarters.
Exactly.
Look, this is a $70 stock, but ties still go to the bulls. I don't know, man. I mean, it's not a lift. It's not a lift, right? Like DraftKings is not a lift. They're not getting their lunch eaten by somebody else. These guys are the category killer in online sports betting. You know, these guys are killing Penn, if anything, and these other people. But,
like someone says in the chat, gambling stock for goodness sake. Why not roll the dice a little bit and look at the casinos?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. AMAT's also reporting a little more sober stock. I mean, old economy, I guess, semiconductor, you would say, but it moves too. Weekly calls, more, 3% move. I mean, is that all this thing's supposed to move, AMAT?
It historically is not a big mover. And I'm sure too, just the range the stock's been in and some of the chips, it does make sense.
Like that. I like those 160.
Oh, NVIDIA reports this week? Really? No way. Does it really?
I don't know.
Let's look at NVIDIA.
Yeah,
that should be a pretty big implied move.
No, next week, 22nd.
Oh, next week. Oh.
Let's save that for next week. We gotta have content. We gotta keep our content fresh.
Yeah, we will do. We'll do NVIDIA next week. You really can't buy NVIDIA calls for more than a week out. They're so expensive. There's really no point of buying NVIDIA calls more than a week out.
Yeah. Well, all right. I think we covered a good amount. Like we got to the open here. Let's crush it.
We made it to the open.
Yeah. Hey, put in the link. I'll be there at 10 o'clock. Talk about this energy move. There's some serious shit happening. We're having a real crisis, dude. Even the Saudis are talking about it nonstop, which means they're going to make it happen. Anyways, thank you, Lance.
All right, everyone, make sure you, if you sign up for the YouTube, if we ever get stuff up and running and everything.
People are asking for a Friday crush. I'm game if you are. I mean.
Yeah, I'm game for Friday. We'll be back. I guess we'll be back on same time Friday, right? Market just opened, by the way.
Yeah, let's go. People love this. People love our crush series. We'll do it twice a week.
Yeah, maybe to give some stock picks without just looking at earnings on Friday. Maybe
longer term. We talk a little bit longer term. Everything we're talking about right now, by the way, guys, on Monday is for the weekly. So
yeah,
performance wise. You don't have to use a weekly option, but it's a week. It's like this shit has to work this week. So, all right, y'all. Have a great day.